This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today. It's being brought to you by Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way, where you can purchase your Kia. 2020's got to move. 2021 model year, about ready to take over the lots once again. So again, see Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, again, where they're sanitizing hourly, and they have hand sanitizer there. And you can do your business face-to-face if you'd rather do it online. They can set up all of the buying, leasing agreements. They also can set up for you to payment plans, everything that you need to do online. It's very simple. Follow all the prompts, KiaofCheyenne.com. Also, sight unseen, they will give you a trade appraisal with Kelly Blue Book value on your current car or truck. Kia of Cheyenne, give them a call for more information, 775-0123. Platte Valley Bank, 2 locations for you. You will find Rick and the crew over on Vanda High and the East Side location at the corner of College and Pershing. For more information on all of the banking services, get a hold of Platte Valley Bank at 778-0021. Chick-Fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, right across from Powers Field and Menards. Are still offering mobile curbside. They also have for you over at Chick-fil-A 2 convenient drive-thrus open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. Again, the real chicken sandwich taste is always found at Chick-fil-A. Ice cream is back, but you're going to have to do it in a cup, not on a cone. Also, too, at Chick-fil-A, they have for you their catering service. So go to CheyenneChicken.com for more information on that. And try their Parmesan meal kits, just $14.99, original, spicy, or grilled at Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Del Range. Medi-Cal Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Gene and the great staff invite you to come on in or use the convenient drive-thru. It's up to you. Medi-Cal Pharmacy on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Bnb Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, 638-6468. On the showroom floor, you'll find GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Frigidaire, just to mention the name brands from microwaves all the way to dishwashers, washer dryers, refrigerators and freezers. All kinds of appliances await you at B&B Appliance and TV, and TVs too. So again, check out the great selection. They also have their service department on site, and if you ever need them to come to your place, they're there for you. They always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, 638-6468. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Yeah, we've had our share of hail. And again, the hail damage, as you're getting those reports back from your insurance company, make sure you're bringing those down to Lennox Auto Body so they can take care of all the paperwork. All you need to do is just bring the vehicle in, let them do the estimate, and let them get it fixed up for you and set the appointment time. Again, their auto body and paint shop located at 1020 Dunn Avenue. Again, if you want it back almost showroom new, then you want to take it to Lennox Auto Body. Don't take it to anybody else, and don't take it to these fly-by-night operations. Hey, Lennox Auto Body, where you know it's going to be done right here in Cheyenne. Auto Glass and Detail Center, again, if you want it cleaned top to bottom, bumper to bumper, well, bottom line is you want it almost showroom new, then you take it to the Auto Glass and Detail Center. And again, if you've had a windshield that's been knocked out due to the hail, they replace windshields too. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. For more information, call 634-6608. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday, 632-3500. Get a hold of the good folks over at First Tier Bank. There's an ad that we're running right now. Interest rates are low, but again, they still encourage you to get their CDs over there. They've got some good maturity rates. So again, talk with the fine folks at First Tier Bank before you do anything. 632-3500. Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. We did it. We had the stuffed pizza from Joe over there, and I'm telling you what, that was awesome. Absolutely delicious. Joe's been at this now, 5th decade in business, along with his brother and his nephew and the great staff over at Mondello's. They serve up delicious pizza. Fresh-made dough, fresh ingredients. Their bread always baked fresh for those hot and cold Italian subs, those steak subs. Also, they do calzones, they do stromboli, those delicious pepperoni rolls. Again, the eating is always fine and delicious from Mondello's Pizzeria. Still ranked number 1 in Wyoming with his pie, and top 10 in the nation by the Food Network folks. And at Scoreboard, time is being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. We go to Nick first.
Happening right now in town at Powers Field. It'll be at least game one of a doubleheader. That'd be Cheyenne Post 6 hosting Gillette Rough Riders. Again, that game underway right now on top of the first scoreless, and then game number 2 will at least proceed after that one wraps up against Gillette Rough Riders as Cheyenne Post 6 and the rest of the teams here in the state of Wyoming get into conference play as we are now approaching that state tournament time, at least coming up here in the month of August. So that's what's up, at least upcoming locally for Cheyenne Post 6.
Major League Baseball games that are underway in the Oakland Coliseum. The Athletics lead the Angels 2-0 as they're into the top of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 2nd inning at Petco. Padres lead the Diamondbacks 1-0. Games that will be getting underway here shortly. Blue Jays will visit the Nationals in Nats Park in Washington, D.C. The Reds at Great American Ballpark hosting the Chicago Cubs. Bravos and the Rays at the Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida. Also on the schedule, the Brewers will be at the Pirates at PNC. White Sox, Indians at Progressive Field in Cleveland. The Royals will take on the Tigers at Comerica. Mariners and the Astros will battle at Minute Maid in Houston.
The Astros. At least you're getting to the other games. I was going to say there are 2 games that are also to postpone on that schedule.
Red Sox at Fenway will host the New York Mets, games that are wiped out due to the virus outbreak. Yankees at the Phils, and it will be the Orioles and the Marlins also wiped out due to the coronavirus outbreak. We'll have more on that in just a little bit. Our scoreboard brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. 5 locations for you to get your Taco John's fix, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And again, check out their delicious burrito challenge that's going on right now. Taco John's on the South Greeley Highway, downtown KRAE Avenue. You will find them on Yellowstone Road to the east of us here on Del Range and Ridge, and to the east-south, that is, you will find our friends at Taco John's at Persian and Ridge. Taco John's a Cheyenne, our scoreboard sponsor. We're back after this on 1480 KRAE.
Taco John's presents the most satisfying burrito ever challenge. We challenge you to find a burrito as big on flavor as the new Boss Burrito or Bowl, with over a pound of grilled chicken and cilantro lime rice. And we also challenge you to find it for less than $6. Go ahead. We'll wait. The new $6 Boss Burrito or Bowl from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better. Download the Taco John's app today for even more exclusive deals. Crunching.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Day edition of Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Larry Perotti along with Nick Perotti as Major League Baseball bumbles and stumbles through. They got the first weekend to play in, but we see a couple of games wiped out. We'll talk more about that later on.
As I told you a couple of weeks ago, or when last we were on, at least with Wyoming Sports Talk Today, again, I told you, hey, one outbreak and then games or possibly the entire season's canceled. So, again, still showing that, hey, things are still not guaranteed even on the pro level as much as, hey, stadiums are empty and they're trying to keep those teams into kind of those bubbles and everything. You still had that outbreak. So it is what it is. But more important news, at least we'll get into outside of our guests. We were also set to at least have NHL talk happening right now with ESPN.com NHL writer, at least friend of the show, Victoria Matiash. But unfortunately, we're still having technical issues. But
we're not having technical issues. We're rebuilding and doing some remodeling, and we need one more piece of equipment, which hopefully will be here tomorrow. And then we can get back after all of this stuff.
But
so
thankfully, we're back on the live stream, video live stream, Periscope, via Twitter, at Nick Wild Sports, and also to the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. So at least there is that. So we are back in the swing of things regarding that. So, but at least the topic at hand, it is Monday. As again, if you've been following the social media sites, whether it is on Twitter or on Wyoming Sports Talk Today's Facebook page, even posted a 1480 KRAE's Facebook page. Today was the day that the Activities Association here in the state of Wyoming was set to make an announcement of what is the future for fall high school sports here in the state of Wyoming. Well, we got a partial answer. Again, it's nothing definitive, and as it sounds like, as it's going to move forward into the fall season,
it's going to go as scheduled.
It's going to be very fluid, as we're seeing even on the pro side, collegiate, and same here in the state of Wyoming, where it's kind of play as you go, see what's going to happen, and anything and everything can change, on a dime, so to speak.
Well, and let's talk about, obviously, we look at fall sport practices will begin Monday the 10th for golf, tennis, and football.
And that's teams in Class 4A.
And then the rest of the fall sports, volleyball, cross country, girls swimming and diving, and the other 4 classes in football can start practicing the week after on Monday, August 17th. So, again, it's a wait and see type of proposition right now. We don't even know. And this is the thing, too, and you got to understand it from a business standpoint. As I'm out, again, recruiting our sports sponsors to be with us, there is some hesitation on their end, not knowing, and now that we have this news saying, hey, we're ready to go, let's get after it. And again, right now, as of today, we're going.
They're ready-ish to go. Again, everything is going to start on time. But again, as also, too, it's outlined by the Activities Association coming out at least by next Monday, August 3rd. They're going to have meetings and talking with school athletic directors and again, board members of the Activities Association to look into revising schedules to replace large competitions. Again, for instance, big cross-country meets, volleyball invitationals. Again, they're looking to avoid the larger crowds, the larger groupings of teams in one singleized location.
And that leads into what I was going to mention is we have question marks and we don't have answers. And I don't think the Wyoming High School Activity Association has the answers yet either. We don't know, are crowds, parents, personnel going to be involved with football? Who's going to be there?
And hopefully tomorrow.
And media.
And hopefully tomorrow we'll get more answers as we'll have Associate Commissioner of the Activities Association, Trevor Wilson, on. We'll get him on. Also, too, later in the week we will have Central High AD Chad Whitworth, who is a representative board member of the Activities Association, to probably give a little insight. But as of right now, it is the kind of glowing in the omission from what came out today from the Activities Association is, yes, will there be crowds at these events? Will you be able, whether it is indoors, outdoors, football, volleyball, will there be fans allowed? Also, too, we don't even know if we'll be even able to go out there to at least broadcast football games or moving forward. We don't really know that for sure. That's where I have a schedule set up for the 1480 KRAE, at least potential football season. But even that could change at a point in time. That schedule is not a guarantee, so there's no point to release it at this point. But it is very fluid. Hopefully by next Monday, August 3rd, we'll have a good understanding. Will football play a week 0, at least in Class 4A for Central, East, and South? Will they start in week 0? Will they play a full football season? Will the schedule that was outlined a couple months ago of, hey, here's what East is doing, here's what South's doing, here's where Central is doing this season, will that stay the same? Or as the Activities Association tossed out there, I do believe a couple weeks ago, where, hey, we have about 20 different plans where Central, East, and South could just play here in the southern half of the state against Laramie, Rock Springs, and that's it. And then you just have northern teams, whether it's Gillette or at least Campbell County, Thunder Basin, Sheridan, the two Caspers face off against each other. Again, kind of keep that travel limited or in kind of as local as possible. We don't really know.
Yeah,
even that is up in there.
And you also forgot too. You add the likes of Jackson that's coming into play.
Well, again, Jackson, that
Star Valley,
Jackson that has kind of done their own thing, at least here, during this COVID time. Where again, Teton County, that is, mandated masks. They haven't really opened back up crowds to. Even for athletic events up there, even for the Jackson Giants of at least American Legion Baseball. That is also too going to be interesting to see. Will Jackson even say, "Hey, we're going to compete this year. We're going to at least send our high school athletes out and compete in golf or football or anything like that?" It is going to be something very interesting to see, of where you might anticipate a Jackson or other cities around the state of Wyoming just basically step away and say, "Yeah, we're not competing."
Well, and let's take a look at some of the positives, as it would help the Wyoming High School Activities Association. The Legion baseball programs here in Cheyenne, where we've done the social distancing out of Powers Field. In Gillette, they've had good crowds up there for Rough Rider games. Laramie, we were there for the state tournament for the Cheyenne Extreme. There was a lot of folks out for that. Again, all practicing social distancing. So the positives are...
Which you could easily do for high school sports.
That's right. The positives are you can possibly have fan support. Again, Nick, I think the only time I've ever seen a really packed house was, I think it was your sophomore year when East Central played at Okie Blanchard. That time for the state championship. That was the only time I've ever seen a packed house. Usually there is ample room for social distancing in the stands at both Central, Cheyenne East, and even at Cheyenne South.
You are going to have to at least make sure that folks are guaranteed to social distance. Again, whether it is putting markers down on the benches. We saw that up in Laramie of how they had little X's on at least those concrete stands there where basically trying to keep that distancing out there.
We saw it
again, will masks be mandated by the Activities Association? I would assume that's probably going to be the reality moving forward for fall sports, or where you're, no matter if you're outside for football, indoors for volleyball moving forward, I think that's going to be a mandated at least possibility for fans. But
I just can't see the mask outdoor. I can't see you wearing a mask outdoors. You want to breathe the fresh air, don't you? And at that time of year, it's still warm.
You still have to, again, as I'm set to go here later in the month of August to Orlando to, whether it is Universal, Disney World, hey, those theme parks are outdoors, but they're still requiring, hey, if you're still wandering our parks, you still need to wear a mask 24 or at least the entire time. So, again, it is err on the side of caution, be safe than sorry, so to speak, on that. Again, Activities Association, I think, is going to probably more follow that guideline of, hey, we're going to just, instead of, hey, making it optional, no, it's either you wear it or you're not entering these premises, just so, again, it's kind of protect at least the safety for the student athletes that are on the court, on the field, whatever it may be, even for the coaching staffs, for just folks in general that are in these venues alongside with you, if fans are even going to be in these. Again, there's no guarantee that fans will even be allowed at Okie Blanchard.
Well,
in the Thunderdome for volleyball, at Risky Field, at South High, there is no guaranteed as of right now that fans will even be able to see games this year.
And as of to date, that I read this morning, 25 deaths here in Wyoming due to COVID. Again, the big surge that happened earlier in the month has kind of leveled off a little bit. So good news. Again, here's the tough part, I guess, for the Wyoming High School Activities Association, and I've been critical of them. The tough part for them is, and like you said too, we get conflicting notices because they're getting the same conflicting. The CDC says one thing one day, and then the next day they're backtracking on this, and they're saying, well, maybe we can do that. So, and again, too, our own state epidemiologist, who's the minor bird for the CDC, basically, just repeats what they say. So everything's all in a confusing state right now. We know from facts and from science, we know that the young people have been less affected. So we know that, you as a teenager probably are not going to be infected by COVID if another outbreak.
I wouldn't say infected. It's more so the word is more so
catch.
Again, infection and catching is a different thing than what you're probably alluding to of, hey, are you going to, again, unfortunately, kind of be in that other category of what is COVID-19 right now that is kind of at least should be the focus of where, again, we're trying to avoid all deaths completely.
I
again, it doesn't matter what the age range is.
I'm just saying, though, from the science, the younger people,
it's much more rare, but again, there are still those small cases where, again, it has been a stat, and at least it's added to that number in that category. So, again, it is going to be something that I would assume the Activities Association, you err on the side of caution, you move forward and just say, hey, the masks are mandatory, social distance, and that's how it is, and that's how you're going to enjoy at least your football game, volleyball matchup. Go watch golf out there.
If you're going to be in the stands, and if you're going to be in the tennis.
And again, I think that's the honest reality. And if you have a problem with it, then there's going to be options. there's going to be other options, again, whether it is hopefully.
There's not really options, Nick.
At least on the football side of things, if you want to go out, and again, if you're anti-mask, you don't want to social distance, hey, you got a problem with it, that's on you. But again, there are going to be options. And again, whether it is with us, hopefully with the media, again, throughout the entire state of Wyoming, where at least for us, primarily on the football side. But again, a lot of these schools are also too equipped with that NFHS, video live stream crap that we've been kind of at least dealing with. But again, it's better than nothing at this point in time. So you will have options, whether you can't or can attend. That's kind of already set in stone, but it is pretty much right now that it's very broad. What we got today by the Activities Association
was a positive
It was
note.
positive going forward of saying we're committed as of now to basically start at the right, or at least start at the time as if COVID-19 did not exist. As if this was not here, we're still going to move forward as if, things were normal, so to speak. But obviously a lot of things also, too, have to go in line of where we got practices for fall sports and high school athletics moving forward. Again, obviously the Activities Association athletic directors also, too. The other more important thing is, will these students even be allowed to attend school? Again, I think that's kind of the main priority right now, or at least that's the main focus of, will we allow students even back into the halls of East, Central, South, or other high schools?
And when we'll find that out, and this is why this is in play
now. And I think
now.
that's also, too, why the Activities Association is taking their time.
It's in play until we'll know more on August 3rd. The governor is at the end of the week, on the 31st. Either we ease restrictions or we might go into lockdown 2.0. Don't know. Have no idea.
Well, regarding the schools, it sounds like the CDC, and again, some of those
Even
hires.
the president.
Well, I think it was more so from the CDC said, hey, we have to make sure that students are getting back to school.
Yeah, and that's from the leader of the land. But again, the end of this month is when we should be loosening up a little bit. We're keeping our fingers crossed because I think we pretty much have abided by the rules. You even came back today because you went out shopping. Again, the big box stores, even to go grocery shopping now, you got to wear a mask. I mean, we're in a.
My issue with that, again, I don't really care about the mask
but I mean, everywhere we go,
more so I need consistency where this store doesn't need it. That one does. Where again, I've not been at least conscious about taking a mask with me and being out here in the state of Wyoming, where again we really didn't go in the lockdown. Stores and bars have been open, where the masks aren't required. So that's my issue.
Well,
it's more so it's like you need some sort of consistency.
Well, and again, here's the part that confuses me about all of this. And again, this now turns more political than it does sports. But, I went to the grocery store on Saturday, needed a mask. And I was like, okay, well, I have two in my car, so I'm not worried about it. But the point is, though, if you are going to the store and you're wearing a mask, great, terrific, but you're still touching stuff. You're still touching vegetables. And then I come after you and I'm touching the vegetables. So, I mean, we're doing things half-arsedly. And it just, again, none of this stuff makes any sense whatsoever. I have problems with the testing that we're doing, but other than that, like I said, I'm happy, and I'm sure you're happy that we get the opportunity to report that as of now, our high school student athletes, and again, that would go with our junior high school athletes as well, student athletes, are a go for the times that they were expected
At
to.
least practicing is still a go. Again,
Now
schedules and everything. Again, they have at least it is outlined that they will revise or look at these schedules to, again, get rid of those large tournaments, those large invitationals, to avoid those massive grouping of teams and crowds and gatherings in one centralized location. So it sounds like schedules, at least for the regular season, will be changed depending upon the sports. You would assume volleyball, doubt golf is going to probably be affected by that, but maybe swimming and diving, again, some of those where you bring in for those invitationals. But again, it's good news right now that practices are go as scheduled, as if things were kind of normal again in this world.
So make sure your child.
But there still are big holes, whether it's fans, whether it's media attendance at these things, whether also too, again, will we play full schedules? Will we even have state tournaments for a lot of
to the
these.
parents out there, make sure your kids are getting their physicals, okay? Just make sure they're getting it done, because as of today, we're looking at everything's a go. The Wyoming High School Activity Association included links to COVID-19 guidelines and recommendations, as well as COVID-19 sports rules considerations.
WHSAA.org. You can find all that information. I think it's posted there directly on that website. So that's where you find all that information. But again, this is fluid. It can change at any point in time. Again, as we're seeing in the professional level, as I told you, it takes one outbreak and you're already losing games, as we just saw Phillies-Yankees postponed, to be determined on that one. Marlins-Orioles have been postponed due to an outbreak on the Marlins organization. So, again, if something like that happens here in the state of Wyoming with a team, whether it's, again, here in Cheyenne or anywhere, and again, it doesn't matter, Class 4A to, Pine Bluffs over there in Class 1A, it can change. And yep. I think that's the reality that everyone has to face, including us as well, too, in the media side, that you got to survive and adapt and realize that nothing's guaranteed right now. This could easily change on August 3rd.
And again, I think a lot is going to be determined here coming up on Friday when the governor gives us A, B, C, or D. So we'll find out more. We need to take a timeout. We are going to come back with our first guest. He is the LCCC women's soccer coach, Cmd Old, and we're back after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
The message is simple. Drive sober or get pulled over. If you drink and drive, remember it's illegal and it can cost you your freedom or worse, your life. It's been determined that a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or more can impair you considerably when you are behind the wheel. Financially, it can devastate you if you get arrested. More importantly, it could result in losing a friend or a family member. That price is too high to pay. Call a designated driver after enjoying a night out and get home safe. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
When you are dealing with the Coin Shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480KRAE.com.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger Grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger Grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the Y's for today, mostly sunny, expected daytime high near 80 with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers. Our low down to 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're calling for a daytime high of 77 with showers and thunderstorms likely during the afternoon. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear after midnight. Our low dropping down to 54 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely during the evening.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Today, Larry Perotti, Nick Perotti, our special guest, Nate Ulness, who is the new head coach of the LCCC women's soccer program, replacing longtime veteran Jim Gardner. And, well, we're going to have to wait a little bit for the Lady Golden Eagles and the Nate Ulness era to start. Again, as everything has been bumped back, the fall sports have been bumped back to springtime. And we know basketball will be starting in January.
And again, this was not an LCCC decision. This was more of a broad spectrum of the NJCAA coming out a few weeks ago saying, hey, it's under their recommendation that we shift all sports, including soccer, to that springtime. So again, for spring out here, we know, and again, you probably at least
spring is winter out here.
Yeah, it's rough all the way up until March, and then you kind of move and shift into April, May. Hey, we still got snow showers where soccer kind of gets even tough on the high school level. For college, especially for LCCC, hey, you got a grass field out there that's going to be obliterated by the weather.
So Nate, real quick, let's talk about. And again, this is not foreign to you. You have been involved with this ever since day one, that meetings have been going and taking place. So tell us a little bit how your plans now have changed.
You know, plans haven't changed too much. Essentially, we're just flip-flopping our two competitive seasons. So fall is spring and spring is fall. So we'll still get some games in this fall with our girls. It just won't come until September now, so you'll just have to wait a little bit longer for that new era to begin. But the nice thing is with that is it's going to give myself and the kids a little more time to train together, get some more things, because in the spring when I came in, I got about 3 weeks with the girls, so we started implementing some things, and they were doing real great with it. We've got some workouts in with the summer with some of them that have been around, so it'll be really nice to bring in all the new kids with the returning kids and mesh everything together with the style that we want to do with them this year.
With you and Vince, obviously, and again, losing two schools, which we'll talk about, because obviously, you know, close to your heart a little bit as well. But juggling schedules, how did you and Vince get everything all kind of, you know, right on track for both of you?
Yeah, so Vince is a big key in that. He does a great job with the scheduling. So basically, he was kind of the liaison between making the schedule for men's and women's, because a lot of the coaches in the region do both. We're kind of one of the rare entities where it's one coach for each program, which is really nice. So he got that set up. It will basically be running a conference schedule in the spring. First competitive date will start the 2nd of April is when we can start playing those competitive games. So we're actually going to open up at home with Casper College, so brand new program there. We'll be bringing them down. Kind of hope to start a rivalry with them, kind of that I-25 corridor rival. So we've got that scheduled. So he's been great to work with. He definitely knows the ins and outs of LCCC, junior college soccer, and all that. So he's been a really good mentor to have down here too.
So as you're talking conference only schedule moving forward for the springtime, so basically we're keeping the state of Colorado, state of Wyoming, state of Nebraska with Region 9 athletics and no non-conference, for instance, of Texas or Iowa or Florida. Again, all those trips are pretty much done for 2021.
Yep. So those trips we canceled. Just with how tight everything's going to be with everybody moving to conferences, we're looking towards fall of 21. Hopefully, everything being, fingers crossed, back to normal. So we'll start scheduling the Texases again, New York's, Florida's, Iowa's, and all that for us to play those top-ranked teams in the nation.
Now, here's something for you, Coach, as we're trying to get students back to the campus of LCCC and again, get those summertime workouts and get ready for that springtime schedule for women's soccer here with LCCC. You do have some international flair, whether it is from Great Britain, from Europe, or, again, throughout the entire world that do come out to Cheyenne, Wyoming and play for LCCC. have you run into any difficulties with that, or how's that going to work for the international recruits that you have at least already signed up for LCCC?
It's a great question. I mean, with a lot of them, they try and book their tickets a little bit earlier just because they can be a little expensive. So we kept them in the loop like, hey, things are happening, delay. Thankfully, they've all been able to delay, so they're coming in the weekend before school starts, so the 22nd, 23rd of August. So just keeping them in the loop of things. They know that when Thanksgiving break hits, they're home until they come back for the spring semester, so they can start booking their tickets now to make sure they get those good rates there. So just keeping the kids in loop with that, knowing that when they come in, we're going to have to do a COVID test to get into the dorms. They're not going to get turned away. They'll get into the dorms one way or the other. It might be in an isolation wing, or it might be in right away with theirs, barring a negative test, which we all hope they will. And we'll ask them to just kind of isolate as much as possible before they come over for all the kids.
Nate Ulness joining us, LCCC women's soccer coach. Nate, we were chatting before we went on the air. Again, wintertime basically hangs around throughout much of spring, and you know it. I mean, you've been in this part of the world. So I'm trying to picture all this in my head. And I think of former assistant coach Rebecca Valdez, who's now at Cheyenne East. And I remember that the Laramie facility was available when they were having, I think, regionals a couple of years back. So I'm just trying to think, everything goes kind of brown, and you can only scrape so much ice and snow off the soccer field. Are there contingency plans in case we have a foot of snow and ice on the field?
I think a big thing for us, between myself, Vince, using Becky, who will be on staff again with us again this year, just getting in with the high schools, talking with the ADs. Maybe we can work out some sort of deals with them, or find times where we could practice during the day when all the kids are in school, to try and get on the turf when it's nice and warm enough. Like you guys said, I mean, it snowed in June this year, so it can happen at any point here. That's the great thing about living in the Midwest. So yeah, we'll work with that. We'll do all those things, work with the high schools. We have a great grounds crew at the college. And Vince has too. We've informed them that we're kind of flip-flopping. So they're excited. It's going to be a different challenge for the spring, but I know even in early spring, they were really working on our field to make sure, when we were still planning to go outside and have a spring season, that we could get out there and get on as green a grass as possible. So I know they're going to work really hard to make sure that we continue to have the top pitch in the region.
So obviously the most closest area for you possibly to, if you had to move locations, would be South High.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So working with them, having that connection with Becky at East is a great thing too. I know East has worked really well with her, and even Central's AD has been great working with me in Gillette College in the past.
Good.
So as we know over there at the pitch at LCCC, again, going from previous seasons, and obviously LCCC has a diehard kind of fan base out there that, again, packs those kind of at least metal stands out there to watch women's soccer, men's soccer, especially when you do have those, again, games that go hand in hand, where at least women up first, men up second, or however that kind of shifts. But is it a reality that right now, again, this is kind of off of your feelings and just seeing what's going on with the NJCAA and over there at LCCC, where obviously with interim AD, Dr. Cindy Henning, of trying to create that LCCC plan back into action, do you feel like you'll be able to have that crowd, or at least your student athletes will be able to kind of feed off those cheers and that crowd here in town when you do have contests?
Absolutely. Dr. Henning's been great. We've all been in our staff meetings working together to build that kind of return to play protocol. So we've got that in place. That should be going out very soon for people to see. We plan to have people in the stands at volleyball and basketball this winter, and for soccer in the spring as well. I mean, the bleachers will just be a little bit further away from the field per COVID protocols this year. We'll ask people to try and space out as much as possible, but we do plan to have fans out in the field and pack the pitch. I mean, that's a big advantage for us that we have. Now,
something for you, Coach, and I've seen it on your social media sites, whether it's on the Facebook side or Twitter as well too. But obviously we're seeing the economics being felt even on high school level, whether it is Cheyenne Post 6, Cheyenne Extreme, where obviously economics kind of hit everyone with what happened here in the entire world. But something that women's soccer is kind of outlined, and I'm not sure if it's still eligible right now for fans out there that want to help and support women's soccer, at least LCCC athletics, but it seemed like you had some swag, some apparel that folks could buy that would go and help out your student athletes and your team.
Yeah, so we did an online store. I didn't have that one set up to necessarily benefit our program. I wanted to keep costs down. Just big thing for me is I always want people wearing LCCC swag, even if it says women's soccer or just Golden Eagles in general. So the more we can get that out there. If there were ever enough interest to open another store, we would definitely do that again. We sold just under $1,000 of gear, which was quite a bit for that store based on the prices. Other things we've done, if people are interested in supporting us, is we've got a ticket raffle going out right now that our players are selling. Defunct calendars for a fall schedule. We'll be getting the spring one out for everybody soon. And we pushed the drawing dates back, so we put that out on our Twitter as well. But those are
historical,
are.
down the road. Those could be very historical.
I might hold
those are like baseball cards.
Yeah, Topps trading cards. So I would tell people to hold on to those. So we're selling those. We pushed the drawing dates back, so we've got those out there, $10 a ticket. You can win multiple times. Amazon gift cards anywhere from $100 to $500. And then if people just want to donate, they can go out to the website, the foundation website, and give too. And we always appreciate that. Anything, and it all goes to the kids. That doesn't go back into the coach's pocket. We put that towards travel expenses for the kids, gear for the kids so they can look good on the field. Scholarships so we can keep bringing in those players that get us into the top 5 rankings and take us to the national tournament and hopefully put us towards the championship games this year and coming years.
All right, before we find out what the hell happened up in Sheridan, Gillette, obviously some great student athletes from the colleges there, because they are not part of Region 9. So they were released from their scholarships. Not so much that you were frothing at the mouth, but you were lucky. You were able to garner up some talented ladies to come down and play for you.
We were very lucky. It's very nice when we can pick up probably one of the better incoming freshmen that they have. Delaney Otneris from Gillette Thunder Basin, all-state performer, probably would have been right up there for Gatorade Player of the Year this year in the state of Wyoming, or this past spring. So we're very excited to pick her up. She was going to be a big-time player for us, assuming I would have still been in Gillette. She'll be a big-time player for us down here. And then I was able to pick up 2 sophomores as well. Picked up our goalkeeper, Nia Trejo, great goalkeeper. I think she's already garnering Division I looks across the board in Utah, down in Alabama, and all that. And then Aspen Moore, who played in the midfield and kind of in the defender roles for us up there too. So we got three big-time players, which is really exciting. For us, my heart goes out. Gillette will always have a special place in my heart. You build a program, you take it to a national tournament. The people I met, the people I worked with, the community, it was a great place, and my heart goes out to everybody involved with the college up there and the athletics and what happened. I feel so bad, and I try and stay in touch with all those coaches as much as possible. You got
out of Dodge, so to speak, at the right time, not knowing any of this was going to come down the pike. So obviously thankfulness, is in your mind right now that, hey, I got out at the right time. But let's talk about why they would. And again, we still had that confusion, both Nick and myself, of 2 JUCOs that are joined at the hip with each other, and it's like, well, Gillette is more than ample. It can take care of themselves.
And let's preface as well too. We're talking 2 JUCOs, where again we've seen those banners in the Pronghorn Center. We know what Sheridan College also too has set in stone in the Golden Dome. Where again we're talking about colleges that got rid of athletic programs that were very prestigious, whether it was basketball, whether it was soccer, cross country. Again, you saw a lot of region banners
and
or
national.
And
you mentioned the Pronghorn Center, one of the more beautiful facilities in the tri-state region.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say too much, but it's very sad to see that happen. You never want to see athletic programs folding, especially being a soccer coach and seeing how many have been folding at a lot of Division I's and Division II's just based on funding, so they can support other sporting programs that do bring. I'm not going to argue it. Football and basketball bring in the money. Soccer doesn't necessarily bring in the money. But what it does do is it does drive admissions, and you're bringing in 24 to some programs 40, 50 kids on a men's side program, and that fills a lot of dorm rooms, and not all those kids are on scholarship dollars at these small schools. So it funds a lot of things. So just seeing that happen up there and just knowing how much has been put into the Pronghorn Center, Pronghorn Field, the dormitories, the cafeteria, I think it's going to have an effect up there on them that they're going to see pretty quick. And I feel bad. I don't want to see that. One good thing that I am seeing is, Gillette's trying to form their own community college district, and I think that would be great for them. And I know they would bring athletics back real quick, and they'll hit the ground running right away too.
So again, there's a lot to break down in that at least statement right there for you, Coach. But if Gillette is able to do that, create their own district in Sheridan for whatever reason, also too says, hey, we'll join up and we'll kind of branch off. Is that something where, if they are able to do it by springtime 2021, can they just come back in and then, or you lost 4 games there, so to speak, with home and away with Sheridan, home and away with Gillette. If they're able to find a way, hey, we're going to commit to women's soccer in every athletic program by that springtime, is that something that Region 9 would just say, yep, come back in, or LCCC, hey, you can go up to Sheridan and schedule those games? How does that work exactly?
I don't see them coming back this spring. The big thing is I know for them to get the district, they're going to have to go to election and vote and all that. So I think the soonest we could see them is fall of 21, potentially. I would plan more fall of 22, because I know if they're going to do it, they're going to do it right. That's one thing they do in Gillette, is they do things right. Pronghorn Center was done right. Soccer field, done right. They're going to pump the money into it. When they do come back, they're going to be good. That's one thing I will guarantee. And they were funded well when I left. They're going to be funded even better when they come back.
Yeah, that Pronghorn Center, that is just absolutely just gorgeous up there. And the whole campus is just phenomenal. But
it's unreal.
So, again, as we talk about, you're missing 4 games as we're looking to play in regional, at least Region 9 contests upcoming this spring for women's soccer. Does that open up, at least for the Region 9, possibilities to look at to Montana junior colleges to bring on in, or again look to South Dakota to bring a JUCO in? I mean, or is it just Region 9 is now just 2 teams less as of now?
Region 9 is 2 teams less as of right now. South Dakota has no JUCO women's soccer. The closest JUCO in the Dakotas was Bismarck State. They had it up there when I was coaching high school and college, and they have since folded for the better. It was not funded well in a D3. Montana does not have the JUCO soccers either. It's something they don't have, and with how spread out they are with a lot of those colleges, I don't see it coming, and how small their colleges are. It's kind of a niche that we have in Wyoming with the soccers. It's really cool how they support that at pretty much all the junior colleges. I think the only one that doesn't have it right now is Eastern at Torrington, and in the near future I could see that popping up. Just because, again, if you're looking for a quick admissions ad and bringing in 20-plus kids every year, soccer's the way to go.
Nate, real quick, again with budgets, and we know the community colleges are funded by the state, and we already know that dollars are going to be thin, real thin. So I'm sure Dr. Schaefer's already had that discussion with Dr. Henning. Dr. Henning has, talked to each individual department at LCCC. What are you faced with? And again, obviously we're okay this year, but maybe for the next couple of years, belt tightening.
Yeah, so just preparing now. That's one nice thing that we have down here. Dr. Schaefer and Dr. Henning have done a fantastic job of letting us know, hey, be prepared. So just knowing that, it's okay, so thinking ahead, what can we get, knowing that we might not have funds for the future years, to make sure that we have it so our student athletes are still getting the experience that they deserve and they need going forward, and being prepared. So again, the expectations are always high at LCCC. We're a championship program, so making sure we have things that we can make championship runs with.
If you, and I'm just going to throw this out here, if you had 15 scholarships available, is that being pared down to 13, 14? What do you know as far as scholarship money? Because that's a chunk.
Scholarships have not been touched as of right now. I haven't heard anything about scholarships. You hate to see it if it does happen, but if that does happen, well, then we'll tighten our belt buckle a little bit more, and we'll get out and we'll fundraise more. That falls on us as coaches, and if we want to win and we need more money, I'm not afraid to get out in the community, and we'll find ways to raise money and get people to back us, because there's nothing better than a trophy tour.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, speaking of which, and again, this will be my final thought for you, Coach. Again, appreciate you joining us in studio, and again, talking about the potential women's soccer, at least season coming up in the springtime for LCCC. But you talk about championship, fighting for a trophy. How confident, again, we got plenty of time, and anything and everything in the world could change at a point in time. We're already seeing an MLB where we got games already canceling due to outbreaks on those teams. So obviously, things are fluid, things can change. But as of right now, here we are, June 27, 2020. How confident are you that your team, if it gets to that level, will compete for a Region 9 championship, and then past that, also to have a shot at a national title?
I'm very confident in a regional championship. I think the freshmen that we're bringing in are going to be really good players, and they're going to compete with our sophomores for spots. And it's going to be a competitive atmosphere day in and day out at training. What we've been telling the kids is no spot's safe, and every week's a new week. So if you don't like what you had on the weekend, given the games that we had, earn your dinner, butter your bread. So national-wise, if there was ever a year, this could be the year for sure. I know a lot of internationals are having troubles, and some of those teams that are winning it year in and year out or in those championship games are very international heavy. So for us, being more finding some internationals, but also being regionally dependent and keeping the best kids in Wyoming too, between us and the University of Wyoming, I think we can be right there. I really do.
Final thought from me, Coach, and again, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. The COVID-19 protocol, and again, you mentioned with your student athletes being admitted into dorm rooms. I think of athletic trainer, head trainer Megan Shiflett. What is some of the protocols that you, along with Megan, need to keep enforcing on your teams?
Yes, biggest thing will just stay clean. Don't share things. Mask up when you go to class. If you're walking through the dorms, it's being smart, not going out, and limiting what you do in town if you can. If you have to go in for something, bring the mask with you. Wash your hands, sanitize as much as you can. So it's just for them. This will be a year of what you do away from the field will really determine if we can play or, for that matter, have a season. So we've got a lot of protocols in place. Megan's been doing a great job. I know training room wise, we're definitely going to have to schedule. It's going to be limited amount of athletes that can be in there. For the kids that like to hang out in the training room, I've never understood why. Being an athlete, I hated being in the training room. Some of them like to go in and hang out and talk. That won't be a thing this year. Locker rooms, we're going to be sending kids in waves. They won't all be able to go in at the same time, just to socially distance. So just finding as many ways as possible to keep our kids as safe as possible where they're in that 6-foot bubble when we can outside of training.
Nate Ulness, the head soccer coach for the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles. We're going to take a timeout, and thank you again for joining us, Coach. We'll be back after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Did you know Bnb Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale, too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
No matter what tomorrow brings, some things won't change, like Schwab's commitment to see the world through clients' eyes. That commitment is why Schwab is always here for their clients with clear guidance and committed service to help maintain focus on achieving long-term goals. So whatever happens today, Schwab remains invested in you. Visit schwab.com/Cheyenne to learn how Schwab is ready to help.
Is a refinance right for you? Rates are great. With a refinance from Platte Valley Bank, you can save money, lower your monthly payment, pay off other outstanding debt, or even shorten your loan term. Ask a Platte Valley Bank mortgage lender how a refinance could benefit you today, or start the process online at www.pvbank.com.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
Chick-Fil-A at Windmill and Del Range across from Powers Field is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange. The message is simple. Drive sober or get pulled over. If you drink and drive, remember it's illegal and it can cost you your freedom or worse, your life. It's been determined that a blood alcohol content of 0.08% or more can impair you considerably when you are behind the wheel. Financially, it can devastate you if you get arrested. More importantly, it could result in losing a friend or a family member. That price is too high to pay. Call a designated driver after enjoying a night out and get home safe. Paid for by Federal Highway Safety Funds.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The coin shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The coin shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480krae.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny. Expected daytime high near 80 with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers. Our low down to 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're calling for a daytime high of 77 with showers and thunderstorms likely during the afternoon. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear after midnight. Our low dropping down to 54 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely during the evening.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk today on KRAE. Here are your hosts, Nick and Larry Proetti.
And welcome to our 4 o'clock hour of Wyoming Sports Talk today, being brought to you by Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. 775-0123. Again, you can do your purchasing or your leasing online, KiaCheyenne.com, or come on over to Nation Way and check out all of the great deals going on at Kia of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank, 2 banking locations for you. You'll find the crew over on the east side of the corner of College and Pershing. Also, you'll find Rick and the crew over on Vandehigh. For more information on all of the banking services at Platte Valley Bank, give them a call, 778-0021. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, right across from Powers Field of Menards. Again, use the mobile curbside or their 2 convenient drive-thrus open Monday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs and more. By shopping inside, you can see Gene and the great crew over at Medicap Pharmacy, or if you want to use the convenient drive-thru, hey, go ahead and go for it as well. On Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Bnb Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. 50-plus years, more like about 54 years, Bnb Appliance and TV has been the place we've turned to for all of our appliances for the kitchen or our televisions or maybe even service, because they service what they sell at Bnb Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, 638-6468. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue at 1020 Dunn Avenue. Again, where you want it done here locally, where they take care of the body shop and the paint work. They bring it back to you almost showroom new. Nick, am I telling the truth on that? Absolutely. Also, because you've had your vehicle repaired there. Also, the Auto Glass and Detail Center, bumper to bumper and top to bottom, again, almost showroom new the way they clean it. And, again, if you need a windshield replaced, they'll take care of that, too, because I'm sure a few of us have been hit by hail. Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608. First Year Bank. at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, 632-3500. Yeah, interest rates have dropped, but you know what? They're still offering some good maturity rates on CDs. What you need to do is talk to our good friends at First Tier Bank first. 632-3500. Mondello's Pizzeria is right across the street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Open Monday through Saturday beginning at 11 o'clock. And they're open Sundays at 12 noon for delicious Paisan cuisine. See Joe and the great staff over there, 778-6068. Yeah, you call for takeout, or you can go to the takeout window and order right there, 778-6068. And it's scoreboard time. We do want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, where they offer to you right now their Burrito Challenge. Delicious burritos, always from Taco John's. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can find them on the South Greeley Highway and again, you can use the Taco John's app for delivery or use the drive-thru. South Greeley Highway, also downtown on KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, Pershing and Ridge, and Delrange and Ridge. Taco John's of Cheyenne, our scoreboard sponsor. Here's Nick.
Local-wise in action right now, bottom of the fifth. Post 6 hosting Gillette Rough Riders at Powers Field right now. Post 6 is up in that contest 2-0. That is game one of a doubleheader happening at Powers Field. After that game wraps up, they will play game number 2 against Gillette. Again, conference play as we're getting that much closer to Wyoming State tourney time, at least in the American Legion side of things here in the state of Wyoming. So, again, a crucial conference game happening over at Powers Field. Again, those games as well, too, if you want to hit up at least that game number 2 of the doubleheader is completely free to attend over at Powers Field. So, but again, right now, Post 6 leading in bottom of the fifth, 2-0 over Gillette.
Major League Baseball, bottom of the 7th inning in the Coliseum. Athletics are blanking the Halos 3-0. Top of the 5th inning at Petco. Padres leading the Diamondbacks 6-2. Games just getting underway. Blue Jays at the Nationals at Nats Park. Cubs and the Reds at Great American Ballpark at 4:40 this afternoon. Also at 4:40 this afternoon, Bravos and the Rays. That'll be at the Trop. 5:05 will have the Pirates entertaining the Brewers at PNC. The Pale Hose and the Indians will be at Progressive Field at 5:10. 5:10 Royals and the Motor City Kitties of Detroit at Comerica. Also at 5:10 at Minute Maid, it will be the Mariners and the Astros. Mets and the Bo Sox, 5:30 from Fenway. Already wiped out due to not Mother Nature, but to COVID outbreak, virus outbreak. The Yankees at the Phils and the Orioles and the Marlins are wiped out due to virus protocol. So, our scoreboard brought to you by by Taco John's of Cheyenne.
Taco John's presents the most satisfying burrito ever. Challenge. We challenge you to find a burrito as big on flavor as the new Boss Burrito or Bowl, with over a pound of grilled chicken and cilantro lime rice. And we also challenge you to find it for less than $6. Go ahead. We'll wait. The new $6 Boss Burrito or Bowl from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better. Download the Taco John's app today for even more exclusive deals. Crunching!
When you are dealing with the Coin Shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
The next best thing to seeing the daddy of them all is visiting the Cfd Old West Museum this summer. Come for a visit and celebrate the history and legacy of Cheyenne Frontier Days. You can see their one-of-a-kind carriage collection, along with Western art, and the CFD Western Art Show exhibit is on now through August 16th. Also enjoy the history of CFD's growth, from a dream into the daddy of them all. The museum houses the CFD Hall of Fame inductees. The Dandies exhibit, celebrating their 50th anniversary of these young women who are the year-round ambassadors for Cheyenne Frontier Days. The Cmd Old West Museum is now open daily from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m., located at 4610 KRAE Avenue on the northeast corner of Frontier Park. It's fun for the entire family, and don't forget to visit the website at oldwestmuseum.org. Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000, or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, mostly sunny. Expected daytime high near 80 with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers. Our low down to 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're calling for a daytime high of 77 with showers and thunderstorms likely during the afternoon. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear after midnight. Our low dropping down to 54 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely during the evening.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Extreme Talk time as substituting for his Pops. Michael Galicia comes in today, assistant coach, and hopefully might be on that assistant side with Pops over at Cheyenne East. You never know. Yeah, I'm sure he's put in for that position. Michael, good to see you. Again, assistant coach of the Extreme, the state champion Cheyenne Extreme, in a season that has been really topsy-turvy, but once you guys got into it, and I know talking to your dad, everything just seemed to move along at a very rapid pace, but it was softball as normal.
Oh, absolutely, man, and thank you guys for having me. But yeah, it was a very fast pace. We got, after this weekend, hopefully we'll get 45 plus games in this season. That's normally 2.5 months worth of softball. So I was talking to the girls, feel very blessed to be able to participate in the tournaments we've had, the games we've had, and across the country, not very many competitive teams are being able to do and are allowed to be able to do what we're doing right now. So it's been very grateful to be able to accomplish what we've done so far this year, and it's been fun.
I know we've had the opportunity, Nick and myself, to be there for a couple of them, home games, especially this year. It
took a pandemic to finally get some home games for the Cheyenne Extreme.
But at least we got a couple games in. But it's been also one of those situations now as we're in that tail end of the season, and again, there's going to be some camps going on and other things. So teams that originally wanted to participate against the Extreme kind of back off because of numbers right now. Where are you at? How many more games are left? And I guess with the current squad.
So this current 18U roster, we got our last tournament this weekend. Looking, as long as we compete well and do well like we expect, we'll get 3 pool play games Saturday, back-to-back 10 and 12:30 Saturday, and then we'll 1 game off and finish at 2:30 with our last game. So we do well there, and probably 2 to 3 games Sunday, hopefully, as long as we're competing at the level we should be, and then finish around 45-plus games this season. So.
And no disrespect to this tournament, because, again, it's going to be in Colorado, but is it going to be watered down with some of the talent that's coming in? I know we're going to bring our strong team with us, but are a lot of these Colorado teams losing kids, due to various obligations?
I'd imagine so. Everybody has their seniors going to college like us. Taylor Klein, who she was expected to play this weekend, and now due to COVID, she has to self-quarantine for 14 days and stuff like that. She won't be able to participate this weekend. So I imagine that's for multiple teams, But I believe it's going to be a good competition. These are teams we played in the past. We haven't seen them this year yet. The NC Sting, we got both their teams this weekend. Flores always brings a good squad, and we always compete with them. So I think it'll be good, solid games.
So this weekend, we're, again, 3 guaranteed, at least on Saturday. Hopefully make it to Championship Sunday and compete for at least that kind of tournament title down there in Fort Lupton. But is it safe to assume then, as we know how fluctuating this schedule has been for the Cheyenne Extreme, and again, kind of games pop up here and there, but is it after August 2nd, is it pretty much that is season done for 2020 Cheyenne Extreme?
I'd say so. I think this is our last hurrah for the year, and it's like I've said, we've gotten a lot of games, and so there's nothing to be ashamed of what we've done this year. And I think if we go compete, go out with a bang, and be pretty happy with what we've done this year. So I'd say this is probably the last tournament for this current 18U roster.
So as we approach the end of this season of what has been kind of a historic and just unique time, and again, for you, for us, for everyone in this entire world at this point in time, but as you reflect back on what was kind of the abbreviated schedule for the Cheyenne Extreme, any takeaways for you, whether it was interacting with how your team, or at least how the athletes kind of took in stride this season of again, just kind of being fluid with everything kind of fluctuating? What were just kind of some of the takeaways for you as an assistant coach of what this season was?
I'll be honest, it was hard just to stay motivated even as a coach. You don't know if you're going to play. You don't know if tournaments could go on. Don't know what the restrictions are going to be, this and this. But I'll give it to our girls, man. They stay motivated. They came and gave us 110 at all times. And once we got our core 11 girls there towards the middle to end of the season, man, they worked hard and they did everything we asked of them. Very grateful for that. And that shows in the success we've had. We had a pretty good winning season this year, and I couldn't be happier.
You're close with the young ladies, especially being the assistant coach, and usually the assistant coach has got to do most of the work. Pops just writes the lineup. That's what it is. But what did you see with these young ladies? And again, as you had that opportunity to work with them, and again, it's been a weird season, but you try to get as much in as you can. Where was the biggest improvement this year?
I think a lot of our younger girls stepped up in leadership wise. They took roles on that they didn't in the past, and they weren't afraid to step up and take on those experienced roles. And that made it easier on us coaches. When girls are able to take it upon themselves and lead and take up these responsibilities, it's way easier as a coach to perform as we need to. So I think that was one of the biggest things I've seen this year. We had a lot of people step up in different roles and situations, whether that was leading by example or being a vocal leader. I think that was the biggest improvement this year.
Also with this extreme team, you may make the team this year, but you're not really guaranteed to be with the team next year. I mean, you got to go through the process again of trying to be a part of the 18 and under team. Your chances are pretty good that you'll be back, but again, you got to show your worth. What do you ask these young ladies to do in the off season? And again, hopefully they're involved in other other student athlete activities. So, what do you ask them to do to keep in shape, into fast pitch shape?
So, as the 18U coaches, we normally hold, and goes for all our coaches, but we normally hold once a week. We call it Hour of Power. So we bring them. All age groups are allowed to come and participate. And we normally do drills, just mainly technique drills, and we try to do that in the dirt as long as possible, as long as Wyoming will allow us, until the weather comes. So with that being said, this year's going to be tough because we're not sure if we're going to be allowed to get in the gyms and do that throughout the winter season. So that's going to be a tricky part of this coming season. Know if we're going to have facilities or not. So we're going to keep in the dirt as long as we can until we can. And then also with the Hour of Power, we do catching. I bring my catchers out once a week as well. And until about December, we don't start working on conditioning. But until then, it's technique stuff, just fine-tuning things. And then for the younger girls, just building that technique and building that confidence behind the dish, receiving balls, blocking balls, and such like that. So
I was just going to add to that, though. You're also working with these young ladies. And again, they're all going to be filtering off to East, Central, and South during the upcoming softball season, fingers crossed, in 2021. So you're also lending a little support to each of the other schools by keeping these young ladies in shape.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the competitive side of you is like you don't want to give the edge to the other teams. But at the end of the day, as a coach, as what I've taken away these last, I've been coaching alongside my dad for 6 years total. It's all about the girls, man. It's, you want to see them succeed. And It's not about our personal agendas, stuff like that. At the end of the day, you see these girls succeeding. That's the goal, and at least for me, that's my personal goal, is to make sure we help them get to where they need to be. Hopefully get them to the next level. So
yeah, without a doubt. And again, we know a few members of the Cheyenne Extreme moving on to that next level, especially just one notable, at least competing in Region 9 down at NJC in Sterling, Colorado, being Brittany Lopez. So again, continuing her softball career. But you know, we talk about tryouts and being a part of this Cheyenne Extreme team, where this past weekend you were set to have tryouts, but we had some interesting weather, or at least it sounded like that got changed. But here's an opportunity for you, Michael, to talk about, at least I do believe, a revised tryout schedule for the Cheyenne Extreme upcoming for those that want to be a part of at least next season's Extreme teams.
So actually, we did last Thursday. We had a tryout. We had about 15 girls show up. So that was a good turnout with the short notice. I think that was a 4-day turnaround that we gave notice, and then the tryout happened. And then we actually have another tryout tomorrow. We're expecting 10 to 15 more girls, hopefully, tomorrow. And what our goal is to have 2 18U teams. If we can fill those slots, we're looking to get 22, 23 girls to fill 2 18U teams and kind of do somewhat of a varsity JV type deal, somewhat kind of as a high school thing. You know, we can interact girls from JV to varsity games, get them playing time on each competitive level. So, and each team will be competitive playing, but the varsity team will be more likely to travel to your showcase tournaments, go to your national tournaments in Florida, California, stuff like that. Hopefully COVID allowing. Yeah. But that's kind of the goal for us right now, and hopefully it works out.
So details of tomorrow's tryouts, exactly what time, where is it at, and also too, does it cost anyone to come on out and try out for the Cheyenne Extreme?
So no tryout fee for Extreme. We never cost anything to come try out for the team. And tomorrow's tryout will be 4 o'clock, registration 4:30 show for start time. So that'll be tomorrow, and hopefully weather admitting that it takes place, and hope to see more girls throughout the 10 through the 18U teams tomorrow. So that's what we got planned.
And assuming over at Converse, the softball complex as well too, location-wise?
I believe so. I'm not sure if we had to move to due to other games. I believe it's at Converse, possibly Bremer, but I'm pretty sure it's Converse 3.
Real quick, Michael, you know, I'm an old guy, so I remember the old Thunder as well as Extreme. What keeps, and I know the answer to this question because, again, it's a travel team. I don't want to call it an all-star team, but it's a team that gets that opportunity to represent Cheyenne. But what keeps the Extreme so popular? And again, 10 and under, 12, 14, 16, 18 and under. Why? Why is this program so successful?
You know, I think it's just the ultimate goal. Like I said, we don't, as coaches through 18 through 10U, you know, I think we all have the same outlook on it, where we want girls. We just want girls to succeed, you know. It's not our personal, we're not being selfish in our agendas where, I want 5, 6, 7 state back-to-back championships, stuff like that. You know, it's all for the girls. That's what we're here for, to help these girls succeed, and eventually, whether they play college ball or not, just create good young ladies in this community, especially in today's times, you know, with everything going on. We just want good young women out here in this world, and that's kind of our goal with this, is to create life lessons and create, you know, if it happens, get them to the next level. If not, so be it.
Well, again, we want
to quickly update as well too, going back on the Extreme tryouts for tomorrow. Again, as Michael mentioned, again, yes, it will be tomorrow, 4:30 at least p.m. registration, 5 p.m. tryout. Location-wise, it will be Converse Softball Complex. Field 4 is where you want to at least attend to for that Extreme tryout.
And extend to your pops and as well as you, thank you for allowing us, as we had the opportunity. Even, you know, again, we didn't know what was going on this season, but we were glad that we had a chance.
We tried a few weekends, and then it was this excuse, or we couldn't do it.
We had a couple of Nebraska teams we got to broadcast. So, but again, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of the Extreme family this year.
Well, we really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for you guys' attention this year to our program. So, thank you.
Michael Galicia joining us here on 1480 KRAE. Going to take a time out. We'll come right back with one of those sensational players from that Extreme team. Back after these words.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
Security is just a slide away. We are excited to announce that Card Valet is here. Card Valet is a simple, secure, and convenient way to control your Platte Valley Bank debit card. You can turn your card on or off with a swipe, set spending limits, and banking alerts for items you want to know about. Card Valet for Platte Valley Bank launches August 3rd. Download the app and start controlling your debit card. Banking with Platte Valley Bank has never been so simple.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
Wisdom, expertise, compassion, qualities that are the foundation of Cheyenne Urological, with their experienced doctors and their highly trained staff providing top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence. You can trust Cheyenne Urological to give you the highest quality urinary care. Now offering the latest in robotic surgery, call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131. That's 635-4131.
Did you know Bnb Appliance and TV has a local warehouse where they stock a variety of appliances in a wide range of colors and finishes, including black and white? Their friendly staff realizes that one look isn't for everyone, and appliance shopping isn't always convenient. B&B Appliance offers free in-town delivery and disposal of your old appliances. They'll be there for you after the sale too, because they always service what they sell. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne. Chick-Fil-A at Windmill and Del Range, across from Powers Field, is a proud sponsor of our high school and LCCC student athletes. Chick-fil-A always offers 2 convenient drive-through lanes to pick up your order if you are on the go. Plus, they have an excellent dining room for the whole family. And remember to order ahead. Use the Chick-fil-A app on your phone. Stop into Chick-fil-A today, open Monday through Saturday, where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your home for the real chicken sandwich taste. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny. Expect a daytime high near 80 with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers. Our low down to 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're calling for a daytime high of 77 with showers and thunderstorms likely during the afternoon. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear after midnight. Our low dropping down to 54 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely during the evening.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk today as we had a chance to talk with assistant coach Michael Galicia. Now we get to talk to one of the members of the Extreme family, and again, she's been with them for a long time. Going to be a sophomore at Cheyenne East this season. Trista Stehwien joins us, and we thank you so much for being a part of Wyoming Sports Talk today. So I'm going to get you to belly up to the microphone a little bit, Trista. Tell us a little bit
Your thoughts on this season? And again, as Coach mentioned, with this tournament coming up this weekend, I mean, you compacted 45 games into a very short period of time. But going back to March, maybe early part of April, you didn't even know if you're going to play. How tough was that on you to prepare for this season?
Yeah, it was hard to stay motivated in early March when we were supposed to be starting and we didn't have any practices or anything. But once we did get started, it took off really fast, and I don't know, it was a good season, but it was a lot of softball in a short amount of time.
And also, too, the positive thing as well, too, and get your thoughts on it as well, Trista, where you had a season as much it was abbreviated, but you still played a lot of games. But the crowning achievement, even though obviously the national tournament would have been a lot nicer to kind of compete in heading out to California, but instead you are Wyoming state champions. You got to feel at least a little bit proud that you can say, hey, you are still champions of the state here, even in 2020.
Yeah, beating Gillette again, that's always a good team to beat. That's always who we want to beat in state. And, yeah, just being a state champion feels really good. So, as, again, we approach this weekend's tournament, which, again, will, it sounds like, be the last and final games of this summertime, at least team for the Cheyenne Extreme, as you now and the rest of the team kind of prepare, whether it is going to college or getting back into the high school ranks. What's kind of your vision right now, Trista, post Cheyenne Extreme? Are you focused on getting ready for volleyball, basketball, or just getting set in stone for high school softball? What's your next kind of athletic vision right now upcoming? I'm just going to stay focused on softball and get ready for the high school season, and hopefully we'll have some stuff to do this fall with softball, maybe some tournaments, showcase, camps like that.
So let's talk about at least the high school side of things, where for the first time in state's history we will have high school softball. It sounds like, and you'll be playing under a familiar face with Coach Adam Galicia there, as he is the new head coach at Cheyenne East. What does it mean to you to be a part of that kind of historic, or at least have a chance to be a part of the historic kind of first ever high school softball team for Cheyenne East, for the Lady Thunderbirds to compete here in the state of Wyoming? What kind of emotions, what kind of thoughts kind of get in your at least mind about that?
It's super exciting being able to be the first team. It's crazy to think that we are going to be the first team for East. It's hard to imagine what it's going to be like, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Have you developed any rivalries? Even though you're one team right now, it's one team, one dream with the Cheyenne Extreme, but you know that you're going to see some familiar faces at Central, at South possibly, or throughout the entire state of Wyoming. Have you kind of developed some of those rivalries already, preparing for that springtime softball season?
Yeah, our rivalries will definitely be Central, and then probably Gillette. Well, definitely Gillette too. But
let's talk about the Extreme. Let's look back on this season. And again, you've been a part of this family for a long time, and we're looking forward to future happenings with you, especially with the Extreme. What did you get out of this season, again, besides a state championship, and things that you still need to improve on?
I want to get better at my pop time and stuff for catching, better throwdowns and stuff like that. Become a better hitter, more consistent.
Now, and I'm glad you mentioned catching, because, I do that too in my old man league. But I was watching you, matter of fact, the second game of the doubleheader that we had against the Broadway Bombers here the other night. And are you getting pitches from the coaches, and then, or, because you had coach's daughter that was thrown in the first part of that second game of the doubleheader, or do you just know where to set up for her? Because she's got all of that arsenal of pitches.
Yeah, Adam will give me signs, and I'll give her the sign, and then I'll set up wherever that pitch is supposed to be.
And and working with your pitchers, especially, I mean, you pretty much got a good feel. Do they feel comfortable with you behind the plate, as well as the other catcher that you had as well too? Naughton.
Yeah. I catch for Ariana and Janie quite a bit, and I know what their first pitch will always be, and just how they throw. And
do you ever try, and I do this too as a catcher, I try to sell a pitch a little bit where it's close, because again, they're supposed to be, umpires are supposed to be calling that black part of the plate. Do you try to, move that glove a little, just inside or outside a little bit to give them a corner and help them out any way you can?
I definitely try to frame it good, especially when the umps aren't calling that outside corner. It's frustrating, but I try to frame it especially good when they're not calling that.
She's a catcher like me.
Yeah, so talking about at least the on-field, at least stuff with the Cheyenne Extreme, but we'll look more on the batting side where, again, a phenomenal catcher, but also, too, as a hitter, you were part of this just offensive prowess for the Cheyenne Extreme. We're looking at your stats as of right now. 450 at least average on the season. You're looking at also too 4 home runs on the season as well too. Again, just behind the 5 hit by Allen by Mackenzie Bolts as well too. So looking at a few other stats, 2 at least triples, 17 doubles on the season. Just again, phenomenal hitter. But as I read that stat line for you, Trista, are you happy with what you did even in the abbreviated season, or are there still things to kind of work on the hitting side for you, at least for next season?
Yeah, I'm happy with how my hitting went. I mean, I always try to get better and stuff. My average, I'm happy with it, but there was a few games I struggled, or a few games where I hit hard hits, they just went right to people. So that was hard, but my average is still good. I'm happy with it.
And as I talked about, again, 4 home runs this season were, for you, what does that feel like? Again, just that crack off the bat, again, seeing that coast over the fence. Talk about that emotions, that feeling of getting a home run and just, that whole just celebration with the team.
Yeah, that's my favorite hit is a home run. Just that exciting feeling after when you hit it and your team getting excited. 2 of them came in a close game against Gillette, so that was it was even more exciting.
Trista, my final thought, and again, too, it's exciting. I know we are looking forward to the high school fast pitch season for East Central and South. And I'm wondering, again, this season will take you into May, and fingers crossed everything will go well this year. Does that kind of mess up your play a little bit as you go from high school into extreme? I mean, because again, it's almost like, well, I'm part of Cheyenne East, but I'm also part of the extreme, and I gotta, I still got to stay in shape and get ready for the extreme as soon as high school's over. Does it kind of mess you up a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I was really hoping they'd decide on a fall season for softball, so we would have that whole club season for extreme. And so we'll just be able to practice, but we won't be able to start tournaments in March like we should.
All right. Trista Stehwien join us here on 1480 KRAE, part of the Cheyenne Extreme. Again, thank you to Michael Galicia. Take a time out. Be right back. We'll wrap things up right here on 1480 KRAE.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The coin shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
The next best thing to seeing the daddy of them all is visiting the Cfd Old West Museum this summer. Come for a visit and celebrate the history and legacy of Cheyenne Frontier Days. You can see their one-of-a-kind carriage collection, along with Western art, and the CFD Western Art Show exhibit is on now through August 16th. Also enjoy the history of CFD's growth, from a dream into the daddy of them all. The museum houses the CFD Hall of Fame inductees, the Dandies exhibit, celebrating their 50th anniversary of these young women who are the year-round ambassadors for Cheyenne Frontier Days. The Cmd Old West Museum is now open daily from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m., located at 4610 KRAE Avenue on the northeast corner of Frontier Park. It's fun for the entire family, and don't forget to visit the website at oldwestmuseum.org. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. At First Tier Bank, we are proud to be a member of this great community and will always support all of our high school athletes. First Tier Bank takes great pride in sponsoring the live broadcast of the games and would like to wish all of our teams good luck. We share the credo with Newt Rockney when he said, "One man practicing sportsmanship is far better than 100 teaching it." It's all about the high school sports at First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, Cheyenne.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, mostly sunny. Expected daytime high near 80 with isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. For tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers and thunder boomers. Our low down to 54 degrees. Mostly sunny on Tuesday. We're calling for a daytime high of 77 with showers and thunderstorms likely during the afternoon. And for Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear after midnight. Our low dropping down to 54 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely during the evening.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. If you missed out here as we wrap things up real quick, a couple of games have been wiped out due to the coronavirus protocol. And again, with this being announced, 13 players on the Marlins. Again, none of them are on ventilators or anything. Basically, they're tested before, they're tested after. And again, the virus is in their system. But again, and again, none of these guys are hacking and blowing out their guts or anything.
I wouldn't assume that. Again, we just know that those are infected. Again, it does not come out that any of them were sick or at least feeling mild symptoms or extreme symptoms. Again, that did not come out. Again, we just know that there's an outbreak in the Marlins clubhouse. So in MLB's protocol regarding COVID, again, it is, hey, if we have an outbreak like that, it is pretty much postponing those games to avoid any at least passing of the sickness. And also, too, I do believe for majority of those players on the Marlins clubhouse, with anyone who contracts this virus, again, you have to test, I do believe, negative twice before you're allowed to at least return. So anticipate that this, at least for the Marlins, they might not play for quite some time.
They have a player pool of 60 guys.
Yeah.
So they can dip into the pool if they want to. So and again too, if they're going through again, I don't know what the protocol is. Like Charlie Blackmon, who tested positive here before they got into their spring training, so to speak. He basically had a self quarantine for a couple of weeks. So I don't know what the protocol is here for the Marlins.
And I would assume it's the same thing of once you got hit with that test and it came positive, you probably sit out for 14 days. You come back, you get tested. If it's negative, again, I think it's 2 negative tests you have to take before you can return back to action.
It's interesting too with Major League Baseball because and again, the big names are there, but it's also watered down. There are some names that decided not to play due to COVID-19, and that's their choice.
That's with all 3 leagues that are getting back into action.
But also in the situation here where you have Major League Baseball and the Marlins situation, you have, like in football, you have a taxi squad. So again, your minor league, your AAA affiliate's not playing this year, so you've got options to go to.
An outbreak on the again, not to be cruel, so to speak, but
to the Marlins.
But with the Marlins, again, a team that was expected to finish near dead last with the San Francisco Giants in at least in this season. Again, looking to that taxi squad members to kind of fill those spots for those who are affected by the outbreak. They had a good outing this past weekend against the Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia.
They get a chance to play in the show. And real quick,
without a doubt.
And real quick here, if you did not hear, the Toronto Blue Jays were a team without a home because in Canada they were not allowing U.S. players to cross into Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong for baseball.
I think that's the reason for it. And again, it makes it Toronto right now is the most confusing spot where you're about to get set for Eastern Conference kind of quote-unquote playoffs upcoming where they're going to host, again,
in
East
hockey.
At least in the NHL. East is in the Toronto. West is preparing to go, at least in Edmonton. Those teams are already there, so it's wacky. But either way, though, for the Toronto Blue Jays, yes, they're not playing at the Rogers Center anymore. Again, they're now At least they're on the road right now with Washington. They're designating where Washington will be a home team for one, Toronto will be a home team for another, but again, they'll play at Nats Park. Then they head to Philadelphia, where they'll split between the Phillies on that. And then for home games,
they'll play at their AAA affiliate.
They'll play at least at the home of the Buffalo Bison. So, so
it's
well.
Well, and again too, they're saying, well, they're going to be playing in the 17,000 seat stadium in Buffalo. Well, if you watched any baseball, and I watched maybe about 2 innings of Rockies baseball over the weekend, they had the cardboard cutouts in about the first 4 or 5 rows of Globe Life. So again,
which is whatever.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see fans at the stadiums.
No, the CPU generated fans by Fox as well too it's weird, but the only fans that have been spotted at least at a game, granted it wasn't in the stadium,
was it like parents and stuff?
How about or I'm talking actual fans and not anyone related. Fans that were actually able to watch the game was due to the fact of the rooftops out there in Chicago to see the Cubs game. So, again, those rooftops, again, outside of Wrigley, again, they're across the street from Wrigley and those outfields. Those are still open.
I did see some family during the
I'm talking
game.
Fans that are not related to anyone.
Right,
and, again, fans that can attend. That was the only way that people are, again, average Joe people – and probably not even average Joe. I wouldn't doubt you're probably paying an arm and a leg for a ticket up there on the rooftops there outside of Wrigley. But that's been the only way that fans have been able to watch these games. But cardboard cutouts, the fan generate or the computer generated fans, whatever. I don't really care. I think it's best that they did the piped in fan noise or
experience. Yeah,
I think that's better than just the dead silence that would be there at these stadiums, but obviously it's different. But for me, it's better than nothing right now. But I told you a couple weeks ago, and again we're seeing it right now with 2 games already being postponed to COVID. That one outbreak, one big outbreak, and the season could be at jeopardy. And I think it's still that possibility that you have something like that, you could see a season just wiped out.
Well, the old saying, crack of the bat, you really can hear the crack of the bat in these empty stadiums right now. All right, we do want to wrap things up. Again, thank you to our guest, Nate Ulness, in the 3 o'clock hour, the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles head soccer coach joining us, talking about spring soccer for LCCC, and also most recently Michael Galicia, Trista Stehwien from the 18 and under Cheyenne Extreme. We do appreciate them coming on in. We got something new for you tonight. We got Gunsmoke ×2. On our Golden Age Radio
that's
Theater.
That's not the new thing.
No, that's going to be on between 8 and 9 o'clock. But our new program for you, it's called the Railroad Hour.
No more Suspense Theaters. That was on for about 2 or 3 years here on KRAE.
But again, it ran a long time, though, on radio. But the Railroad Hour is going to be an interesting program. And, again, it is the full hour, and that'll be from 9 until 10 right here on 1480 KRAE. So Gunsmoke from 8 until 9 with 2 programs. The Railroad Hour from 9 until 10. Before we step on out and send it back to the best of the 50s and 60s, good times and great oldies, 1480 KRAE, here's Nick to tell us or to see if he can challenge me on what happened on this date in history.
Well, I know you're not going to get this one, but July 27th, we'll go back to the year 1999, where this legendary athlete in his sport was the first ever to do this trick in this sport.
1999. Can I have the sport?
How about skateboarding?
That'd be Shaun White.
No, not even close.
Well, that's the only one I know. Never mind. I know who. Okay, go ahead.
How about in 1999, July 27th, it was Tony Hawk, who was the first skateboarder to land a 900 in the history of the sport. So, again, as he at least added that to his legendary career, was debating upon that, but also to July 27th, you go back there, 1996. Do you know what happened in 96 on this date? Something big. Again, it was kind of a horrendous thing that happened.
It was in Atlanta, right? The bombing at the Atlanta Olympics.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
that happened on this date as well, too, in 96.
Wow. All right. Well, we appreciate that. Again, we have